Okay, so we're going to look at Vindman. And just for the person out there that asked for the John Dillinger video, just to let you know, I haven't forgotten. I just really want to do a good job. So I want to read a little bit more just for my basics on context. I don't usually like to read too much because there's parts of it that I like to see if I pick up, that somebody else can say, "Oh, did you know?" And I can say, "No, I didn't." But for context, it sure helps to know some basic things so that you can go, because it's hard to read the cards when you don't have context. And especially like if you're reading for other people, you have to ask a lot of questions just so that you can, well, maybe not a lot, but some questions, just so you as a reader can have some context to the symbols you're seeing. Often I'll just say, if I don't completely understand it, I'll just say, does this make sense to you? And that way, I leave it with them, and because it might be something people, it could be a sensitive subject or whatever, and I wish to honor that for when I read for people. And I will be reading more for people now. Somebody just sent me, by the way, a $50, I don't know if it's a donation or I didn't get any note, and I want to thank you very much. I have their name. I will put this on pause and get that name. Hold on a second, because I got to do it while I'm thinking about it. So I want to give a shout out to, and forgive me if I am not pronouncing your name right. It sounds like it's beautiful, but I'm going to say Yelani Vargas. Did you want a reading, hun, or are you just making a donation? Bless you and thank you. And I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name right. Please let me know if you were, because that's what I charge for a reading, because I video it, so it does take up room on my drive, and it costs a little more, but I want to give people something that's worth it, and this way you can replay it. What I do, quick blurb, what I do for private readings, and I am taking a limited number of them now, is I make your own private video, and you can view it at your own discretion as many times you like. It's yours, and nobody else can see it. I send you the link, and if you lose the link for whatever reason, you can always contact me and I can resend you it. So the time it takes and my wear and tear on my camera, use of the memory, that's why it's up to $50. And my energy is also, I feel, very valuable, and my time. So if you're interested, just contact me by dropping me an email, which is on my About page down at the bottom. I think it says Business Contacts, and there's an email there. And you, if you want a reading, can set up an appointment with me. I do have to have the money up front. I will not give you a reading without being paid up front. I don't do that anymore. I learned the hard way. The only people I do free readings for are people whose family member has been unfortunately maybe missing or more murdered. That is the exception. So with that out of the way, If you're interested, just hit me up in the email that I said is in my About section. Toward the bottom it says Business Contacts, and I will be happy to do that. Anyway, I would like to ask Yolani if they want a reading or if this was a donation. Regardless, I thank you, and please get in contact with me and let me know. I'm still tired because I'm on some medicine, but I'm doing better enough now that I can begin to take a limited number of private readings. And I will make another formal post about that, giving instructions and again, and clarity about, if you're interested, how to do that. Now I want to focus on, I better timestamp this one, 6:05. Okay, now I want to do a reading on another political question, which deals with Lieutenant Vindman and whether or not Joe Biden will be appointing him in some capacity. I don't know if this person, let me just take a quick look, if they had a specific office in mind. No, they didn't. Just a job. Okay, and that was from Jennifer Portes. Okay, so let me focus. Will Lieutenant Vindman end up being employed by the Biden administration? Bless his heart. Now that man, truly, I don't care whatever that flaws that dude may have, that's a decent human being. And I'm proud that he's Lithuanian. I'm Latvian, but they're like my cousins. Our languages are the only two in Europe that are very similar. We're very unusual. Little band of small country, both of Lithuania, Latvia, and our languages are similar, and the only two that are that Latvian is similar to is Lithuanian. So I have, I see him like fam. Okay, and I'm wearing my Latvian beaded earrings, which I'll show you now in a minute. Somebody made these in Latvia. Latvians love their beads, not unlike the indigenous folks that love, the native folks that love their beadwork. Latvians do too. And yesterday, I think it was Latvian Independence Day. Okay, so Vindman, does he get a job with Biden? Well, here is the tower. Now, this is his present, okay? Having to rebuild his life. Can you see that? Okay. Sometimes I forget to look back at the monitor, make sure it's in frame. All right. The Lovers. This is choices, and it can be agreement, and definitely can be a form of partnership. So we'll see. It certainly, look at the color. It certainly looks like a more positive direction or energy that he's going toward. The Fool is a new start. Let me just give these a little scoot. And again, for you that might be new to my channel or didn't know, I kind of do my own thing. I love various spreads of the tarot. They're way cool. But I also just do intuitively my own reading by pairs. Magician. Yeah, this to me like it looks like he could get a new job, and unless he does something, starts a business himself. Um, there's a new start here, and there's communications. This man is multi-talented. He has a number of various tools in his toolbox that he can use to help our country. He was really wrongly done by. I'm not saying the man is a saint, but as far as being a decent human, he is way up there. And saints have faults too. Sorry, any human being has faults. The Hierophant. This is to do with what you've been taught. These are the rules and the codes of conduct. And how interesting. It's often a teacher card too. How interesting it falls under the Tower. This to me also feels like how he had the years of work that he had done pulled out from underneath him. But his life, I see, it looks good so far. I'm feeling positive of a really good likelihood of him getting some form of job that he will excel at. Okay. The World. This is success, and I do think global. Something that deals with global interests, and then it falls under the partnership card of the lovers and choice. He may have also more than one choice that he can follow as a new pursuit. The Three of Swords here is about, it can not only be about heartbreak, but also about healing that. Let's just see the other cards. I think this is about healing the division in our country. Because the Three of Swords is also a dividing card. You know, it can be about people having affairs where that bond as a couple is divided, or a family that's divided, that sort of thing. Heartbreak, it can be illness, your Three of Swords. But in this case, to me, I feel strongly it is speaking about both the heartbreak and the division in the country. And Ace of Discs. So yes, I feel like he is given a job. I'm not real sure if he's going to choose, if it's going to be with Biden or who, but I see it as being very important. He's going to excel at it. It's a new start. It helps to heal, I believe, division, and also I think some of the own pain of what was done to him here with the Tower and Trump and the tearing down of his life. Five of Discs. This speaks to, I think, the condition of our nation with in need of rebuilding and COVID. This also could have been how he was feeling out in the cold by leadership in our nation. Now, I do not think for a moment that Joe Biden would leave him out. I don't think Joe's a saint either, folks, but I do think he cares. And so I think Vindman may definitely get an offer. If not, he's going to be doing something he really wants to do to help, to heal. And it's very brave. There's a risk associated with it. Because he's a brave man. King of Wands. The Hanged Man. This shows me that a delay gives time for a different perspective on things. The Hanged Man is hanging from the tree of life, and he is not in discomfort. He is in a state of like, wow. Oh, wow, I didn't, expect to have this perspective. From this position of suspension. So there may be some kind of a delay here I'm looking at. But then justice. So there is healing. The Hanged Man, I feel like, is also about reflection. I feel like this is going to be something also for Vindman's personal healing, but he'll also be helping other people to heal this with the division. And I see a King of Wands. This could be somebody that the choices, this could be showing the choices Trump made, putting us in economic crap, and then quite possibly, I'm reading it vertically, this could also be I can't remember what Vindman's birth sign is, but this would be indicative with the 5 of Earth as to me, it's often the pandemic or a lack of physical resources, sometimes rejection by society, feeling out in the cold. But there will be justice. This, maybe this is talking about how some man is going to get a very different perspective once he is put out in the cold. This could be Donald Trump. And justice, there has been a delayed justice, but there will be a justice coming. So I do think Vindman has some sort of job he will be doing. Whether or not it's in the White House, I don't know, to be honest. But it's an important job. And I believe it could be holding people to account that I think need to have another aspect of who they are exposed. And I also think the universe will give Vindman his moment to enjoy some Schadenfreude. In seeing the shoe on the other foot. How does Trump feel now that he's the outsider that nobody wants to hear from? He's going to have a moment of like, see, how does that feel? So I can't say whether or not for sure he goes on to, with these cards, necessarily a governmental position within Biden's. It wouldn't surprise me if he did. I do see something really, I think, super positive as a new job connected to justice, and where he is, I think, able to be the one that calls the shots, a director of some kind, or something along those lines. All right, so I'm going to upload this, and today is the 19th of November 2020, and I'll see you in the next video.